took my turn. Oh, what a thing to have done. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. And you know I love you so. You know I love you so. I swam across, I jumped across for you. Oh, what a thing to do. 'Cause you were all yellow. I drew a line, I drew a line for you. Oh, what a thing to do. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. And you know, for you I bleed myself dry. For you I bleed myself dry. It's true. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine.
Greetings, hello.
Tervetuloa. Avokabo!
Sodika. Dobrodošli.
Добро пожаловать, привет.
Marhaba.
Herzlich willkommen.
안녕하세요. 환영합니다.
Konnichiwa.
Привет.
Salut. Ahoj.
Willkommen.
Ciao, bella gioia.
Benvenuti. Bonjour. أهلا وسهلا بكم.
大家好，欢迎欢迎，热烈欢迎。
Hello, sí hacemos.
Buona la toccata.
Grüezi.
Hola, bienvenidos al evento. Привет. Добро пожаловать. 네.
Hi,
Servus die Madeln. Grüß euch die Buben. Καλώς ήρθατε.
Benvenuti. Ai gute wie.
Servus miteinander.
hi, willkommen zu Mini.
नमस्ते मिनी आपका स्वागत करता है
Welcome.
Merhaba, hoş geldiniz.
Cześć. Jak się masz? Witaj. Bem-vindos.
Mini-Ecke. Willkommen beim Mini. Und alle Gute.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Plant Oxford for the launch of the new Mini. It's a sign of Mini's extraordinary universal appeal that so many of you have come here from all over the world to be with us here today. And so on a purely practical level, we have simultaneous translations in Russian and in German. So could you please adjust your headsets if you haven't done so already. Now, there are two other small pieces of housekeeping before we really get stuck in. First of all, there is an embargo until 3 o'clock this afternoon. And secondly, when we finish the presentations, we would love it if you would come up on stage, have a look at the cars, check out the design, and talk to some of the experts. Now, as the photographers have clearly already noticed, there are in fact two of us up here on stage. This is my minder, Spike, who is certainly the best looking of the two of us and probably the better public speaker. Now, Spike, of course, is a bulldog, and the bulldog is a very powerful symbol of Britishness itself, of reliability, of loyalty, and of solidity. And I'm very pleased to say that Spike will be playing a key role in the advertising campaign for the new Mini. I'm sure you'll also recognize this car, made famous by Rowan Atkinson's madcap character, Mr. Bean. It's probably been seen in almost every country on Earth. Now, as a historian, what really interests me about the Mini story is that it goes far beyond the car itself. Right from its launch in the late 1950s, this was a car with extraordinary universal appeal, not just to film stars and to international celebrities and to royalty even, but to ordinary working-class families beginning to discover their new independence as Britain's motorway-building bonanza opened up the country. Almost immediately, this car became a cultural icon, a symbol of all things British. It's no coincidence that it played a cameo part in the opening ceremony of the 2012 London Olympics. In fact, I think it's fair to say that there's no other car in production anywhere in the world that has the same immediately recognizable appeal as the Mini. And of course, that is a tribute to the designers who for more than 50 years have been able to update the brand while never losing sight of its core values. Thank you, Mini.
Okay, das war.
Today, we're here to celebrate not just the launch of a new car, but to celebrate a worldwide success story that is still going from strength to strength. And that success has been founded on an unprecedented investment in new production facilities and also in people. And here to tell us more, would you please welcome the member of the board of BMW AG responsible for production, Mr. Harald Krüger.
London calling to the faraway towns. Now war is declared and battle come down. London calling to the underworld. Come out of the cupboard, you boys and girls. London calling.
Dear Minister, ladies and gentlemen, what a truly wonderful car. But I'm glad to say that Mini offers a little bit more space these days. It's my great pleasure to be here with you today. For the second time this year, I have the special privilege of welcoming our distinguished guest of honor, Transport Secretary Patrick McLaughlin. We very much appreciate your continued interest in our business activities and your ongoing support of our manufacturing operations here in the UK. Last time we met here at the end of March, we were celebrating 100 years of car production in Oxford. Today is another very special day for Oxford and the BMW Group, and a very special day for Mini. I'm glad you all could join us for another important moment in Mini's history, the world premiere of the new Mini Hatch, the new original. Mini is the most exciting and most personal small car brand in the automotive industry. Not only the million fans of Mini know Mini is not just a car. Mini is like a friend. Mini is a way of life. Here in the UK and all over the world, Mini holds a very special place in many people's hearts and across the globe. 107 years ago, Sir Alec Isigonis, the designer and the father of the first Mini, was born. In honor of his birthday, we will begin production of the new Mini this week. A brand new Mini, built on a brand new architecture. Of course, here at its home at Plant Oxford, where automotive industry has been made for 100 years. Since the BMW Group launched the new Mini in 2001, the Oxford plant has made an enormous contribution to the rising global success of the Mini brand. 1 in 6 cars produced by the BMW Group today is a Mini. With a production volume of more than 207,000 cars in 2012, Plant Oxford is the 3rd largest vehicle manufacturer and exporter in the UK. 14% of total UK vehicle exports are Minis. More than 1.8 million Minis have been exported around the world since 2001. What a unique success story. This shows Mini also plays an important role in supporting the government's commitment to place greater emphasis on manufacturing. Plant Oxford will always be the home and heart of Mini. But the Mini family grows into new segments. We sometimes have to look to additional locations to keep up with increasing demand. We currently produce the Countryman and the Paceman at our Magna Steyr plant in Austria. And at the second half of next year, we will also utilize additional production capacity at VDL Netcar in the Netherlands. This is to meet anticipated demand for the new generation Mini. Here in the UK, we will be investing a total of £750 million in our British production locations, Oxford, Swindon and Hams Hall, between 2012 and 2015. This clearly underscores the importance of the Mini production triangle within our global production network. Here, we invested latest technology to improve product quality, production flexibility, process efficiency, and long-term sustainability. To build the new Mini, we have clearly upgraded nearly every part of this plant. Just 2 examples. A completely new body assembly area has been built with more than 1,000 robots, That's about double the number we use for current models. Plant Oxford was some years ago the first plant to use the innovative integrated paint process, IPP, which is now the environmental benchmark in the automotive industry. On top of that, we added new technologies to enhance paint quality and reduce waste. Investing in new equipment has gone hand in hand with investment in people. It is our employees here in the UK and worldwide who plan, build, and sell every single Mini. Therefore, we have invested close to £1 million into a new apprenticeship training facility. Even robots need maintenance and repair, and that requires new skills in hydraulics and electronics. And at this point, I would like to take the opportunity to say thank you to Frank Bachmann, the plant director here, and his team, and to Jürgen Hagbauer, who is the project director, and all their team members, for doing together such a great job in launching and starting production of this new Mini. Thank you, Frank and Jürgen. With your dedication, experience, and outstanding engagement, you have worked tirelessly to ensure everything is ready, not only for today, so we can start production on time. Spoken directly, you can really feel the anticipation and the excitement of our people here in the Oxford plant about the new Mini. The investments at Plant Oxford are only one part of the Mini story. Nearly 90% of the body panels for Mini are pressed at our plant in Swindon. At our Hemsall plant, we built the revolutionary engine generation, which will feature in some new Mini and BMW models in the future. Today, the new Mini twin-turbo 3-cylinder engine has the highest specific power output of any engine in the company's history outside of motorsports. And I can personally assure you, it's a great pleasure and a big fun to drive them. When Sir Alec Issigonis first put pencil to paper over 50 years ago and sketched the first Mini, he could never have dreamed that this car would one day become such an icon for the whole world. I'm very proud that we are all starting a new chapter in this iconic car's history together today. I'm convinced our new Mini will keep this tradition alive, help the Mini's appeal to grow, and carry on this unique success story. The new Mini will lay the foundation for the next successful centenary at Plant Oxford. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Harold. Thank you. And thank you, Mini.
Jingle, jingle and fun.
London calling to the faraway towns. Now war is declared and battle come down. London calling to the underworld.
It's just me now, I'm afraid. The dog's having a rest. The significant investments that BMW are making to build the new Mini match the government's ambitions to rebalance the British economy and to re-emphasize manufacturing. And to tell us more, please welcome the Secretary of State for Transport, the Right Honourable Patrick McLaughlin.
Well, okay, perhaps not quite as spectacular as when Her Majesty opened the Olympics, but what a great entrance and what a great day to be here and to share the launch of this new generation Mini. Today is proof, if anybody needs it, of the remarkable renaissance of the Mini under BMW. We've got used to the Mini's success over the past 12 years. It's easy to forget when BMW first announced its daunting challenge that it was going to recreate and redesign the Mini, exactly perhaps the skepticism that some people had, whether the new car would reflect the Mini's DNA, whether the Mini brand could be extended to make BMW's investment worthwhile. Well, a reflection of BMW's stewardship that makes nobody ask those questions any longer. Today, we take it for granted that the brand is in excellent and superb hands. The sales are well buoyant in over 100 markets across the world. The new Mini will set the quality standards to which any other premium small car must aspire. I'm also proud of the part that the UK has played in it. The whole workforce here at Mini Oxford has proved once again that our manufacturing sector is good enough to compete and win in a global economy. The UK supply chain, which currently does around £1 billion of business with BMW each year, is also a major part in the Mini's success story. And as we, as the government, are committed to working in partnership with BMW to help support its UK interests, just as we're working hard with the rest of the car industry. In July this year, we published our automotive strategy, setting out how we can see the next 20 to 30 years. We're working to create the right kind of environment for investment, and you've heard about that investment here, and you've heard about the investment with BMW of over £750 million in its plants in the United Kingdom, £500 million here, and investment at other plants too. To build on our traditional strengths in the premium and luxury vehicles in motorsports, and increasingly in low-carbon vehicle technologies, which is why this summer I announced a further £500 million investment to drive the growing market for ultra-low emission vehicles. And I must say it is fantastic to see luxury car makers like BMW bringing such an exciting vehicle as the ID.3 to market. Over the past 2 years, around £6 billion has been committed to UK automotive products and new models and research and development. And there are further good reasons to be very optimistic about the future. After 5 very tough years, the UK will go into 2014 with one of the fastest growing economies in the Western world. Business confidence is at a 10-year high, and the motor industry, without any doubt, is in the vanguard of that recovery. Car production here has continued in an upward surge, with more than 1.5 million vehicles built over the last year. That's more than at any time and since 2008. To the end of September, production was 4% higher than last year. So the UK car manufacturing is thriving, supplying markets around the world. That's good news for our forecourts. New car sales up by 10% to the end of October. And the trade is confident of reaching the 2.25 million sales for the whole of 2013. That is a tremendous turnaround, with sales back at pre-recession levels. What is certain is that new Mini will, I have no doubt, be in huge demand when it comes on sale early next year. And as Oxford begins its 101st year of vehicle manufacturing, the future of this famous plant looks brighter than it ever did. So I can finish today by congratulating BMW and everybody here at Mini Oxford on this new car. Wish you very good luck and best fortune for the launch in the new year. I am sure with the technology I've heard about under the bonnet of this car, with the increased fuel efficiency, this Mini is going to go on to be a world beater in the car of its class. So once again, congratulations to everyone who's been involved in it, and thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you. And thank you, Mini. You know, Mini is not just a great British success story. It's a great international success story, thanks to the volume of exports, most of which leave here by railway, saving around 1 million lorry miles every year. So let's hear a little bit more about Mini's story worldwide, and a bit more about the plans for the future of the brand. Please welcome the member of the Board of Management of BMW AG responsible for Mini, Peter Schwarzenbauer.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome here to Oxford, a very warm welcome to the world premiere of the Mini Hatch, the new original. A moment ago, Harald Kruger mentioned the designer of the first Mini, Sir Alec Issigonis. Sir Alec once said he was very, very proud that so many people copied him. Today, we are very, very proud because on this very day, in celebration of Sir Alec's 107th birthday, the next generation of his vision will roll out of our production lines. And it's happening here in Britain, the home of the Mini brand. Mini is British. The vast majority of our Mini vehicles still come from Oxford. The first ever Mini engineered by the BMW Group was launched onto the market in 2001. Since then, we have sold more than 2.5 million vehicles of all types under the Mini brand. It's an incredible success story. Minis are sold now in over 100 countries. Britain, the brand's home, is its second largest single market, surpassed only by the US. This year, we are confident we will sell more Minis than ever before. Year to date, around 250,000 customers have already bought one. Mini is a major factor in the success of the BMW Group strategy. 1 in every 6 cars we produce is a Mini, and we have even bigger plans for the future. With changing lifestyles and rising food costs, the small segment has the largest growth potential. With Mini, we have a small, high-quality car with its own unique character. The Mini brand has helped us win many, many new customers, young people who have their finger on the pulse and want a car that suits them and their lifestyles. Mini has strong British roots, but its future reaches far beyond the shores of these isles. It has a mass appeal globally, and its distinctive design can be seen everywhere, from its streets of Tokyo to the expressways of Mexico City. To ensure the new generation of Mini is as successful and at least as successful as its predecessors, we further improved the iconic design, and beneath the outer skin is a brand new car with state-of-the-art technologies seen for the first time in a small car. As always, we want our new Mini to offer the famous go-kart feeling that is so unique for this brand. And I can promise you a thrilling ride whenever you have a chance to test drive it. This new Mini is also the first to incorporate variable damper control. Drivers can choose now between a sporty ride or a more comfort-oriented chassis setup simply by the touch of a button. To keep Mini's unique driving experience real, the new hatch will be powered by our latest 3- and 4-cylinder engines. These already incorporate the new Mini twin-power turbo technology. In other words, they combine variable valve control, direct injection with turbocharging. At market launch, the new Mini will be available with a choice of 3 engines delivering a maximum output of 160 to 192 horsepower. We will launch it with a 3-cylinder diesel engine and petrol engines with 3 and 4 cylinders. Some of these engines have brought the fuel consumption down by as much as 27%, while increasing performance by 10% at the same time. When it comes to safety, the new Mini hatch has made a major leap forward. It offers the best possible protection for drivers, passengers, and pedestrians. Its outstanding safety is due in part of a new head-up display. We are also breaking new ground in connectivity. This car is set to become part of our digital lives. It connects us with the outside world, reacts to our driving style, and interacts and communicates with us. And to ensure every new Mini makes a personal statement, we are offering even more customizable features, including numerous trim options and 5 new colors. As you can see, the Mini brand is about blending innovation with tradition. It's an inspiration for trendsetters and creative spirits the world over. And with our latest generation of the Mini hatch, we want to excite them once again. Our new Mini is generally more grown up, but in its own cheeky way, it will continue to win people's hearts. In essence, this Mini is exactly what Minis always has been, an original. The new Mini Hatch is the next chapter in 54 years of Mini tradition. So this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, let's celebrate not only our new Mini, but also Sir Alec Isigony's birthday. I, for one, am sure he would be very, very proud to see what his idea has grown into. Thank you, Mini. Goodbye, Mini. Before we start now to show you the real hardware, we would like to start with a very, very exciting video. Let's go.
145 kilos of aluminium. 64 meters of material. 160 kilos of plastic. 5 liters of paint. 33 kilos of glass. 41 kilos of rubber. 690 kilos of steel. 3 kilos of leather. Too many drizzly mornings. Countless cups of tea. Hundreds of bacon sarnies. And most importantly, thousands of man-hours. That's what makes a proper British Mini.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kruger, Mr. Schwarzenbauer, please take a seat in the living room. So let's hear a little bit more about the design of the new Mini. In fact, let's hear from the head of design, Anders Warming.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, as a designer, you could probably imagine that this is a very, very big day for us. We are introducing to you the design of the new Mini. This is, I believe, one of the most emotional and fantastically rewarding projects we've ever worked with inside of the Mini design team, and I have to say, there's so many details I'd like to take you through. When you design a new Mini, it is a very, very awe-inspiring experience because the heritage of the brand is so important to us, and basically, it's the premise of what we built on. Fact of the matter is that innovation has been such an important part of Minis that have been delivered, driving on the road for many, many years. And the balance, the true balance between heritage and innovation is what this car, I think, is embodying. If you take a look at the front view of the car, you will definitely recognize immediately a Mini. You notice that we have worked around the icons that have been Mini for so long. Of course, the round headlights now with LED technology in the top version. We're really excited about the way the car sits and the way it looks, especially as far as the mimic of the car. And this is a true Mini expression. Also, what's very important when we're talking about the true Mini expression is the way we have designed the grille in the front view. It's actually harking back to the heritage of the larger grille of the original car. In that sense, we really believe that this is a true icon, and the true test is that it has to be immediately recognizable as a Mini. For me, a personal highlight on the front has to be this landscaping on the front bonnet. The clamshell bonnet, which stretches across, basically is not only from the outside visible, but also from the driver perspective. So seeing exactly these round curves is what really makes driving a Mini a very special experience. As we move the car into the side view, you will be able to see that we have lengthened the car slightly. The car has more interior volume. I think this is something that's very important when you experience sitting inside of the car, that the car has this, let's say, driving dynamic in the side view. I think it is, and I believe it should be for any good design, a design that has to work in the side view already looking as if it's already going very dynamic as you see it standing still. Fact of the matter is we have the Mini typical graphics, the body, the greenhouse, and the roof as an immediately recognizable graphic. You will especially see it here with this very valuable waistline finisher running all the way around. I think such an exclusive and premium detail that makes it unmistakably Mini. But we also added a couple of innovative solutions to the body side. Especially, you'll notice here, above the front fender, you'll see this slight crease lines, very precise lines that also are repeated in the back. And in the lower part of the door, you also see these slight crease lines. This is a new feature on a Mini, something we haven't done so far, and we believe it takes it into a very modern form language. The car is, like I mentioned, has a slightly longer wheelbase, but it also shows that the front screen has a slight more rake to it, which also, I believe, gives it that sense of dynamic, that sense of speed while standing still. Moving to the back of the car, I have to say, this is probably also the favorite view of any Mini so far. The way I've seen it, you notice what we call the cascading. That is basically where the greenhouse sits on the greenhouse and on the body in the back. And this cascading is greenhouse sitting on top of these shoulders. In the rear view, you notice immediately the Mini vertical taillights. Those are highlighted with LED technology also inside of the taillight, and that makes, I believe, for an immediately recognizable Mini, albeit slightly larger in size, we believe that fits the entire character of the car. Also here we have a couple of little details. You notice here these sharp lines running into the bonnet that also is reflecting into design on the body side. All in all, I believe, a very, very complete package as far as the design goes. We'll spin the car around for you one time here. And by that, I would also start getting into talking about that Mini is an exterior design, of course, the driving experience of the Mini as you see it today. But it's also, of course, how you sit in the car, the interior design of the car. And behind me, I have the images of the interior that you'll be able to also experience in a moment when you sit inside of it. I'll basically point out that when you sit inside of this Mini, you immediately recognize the architecture of a Mini interior. That means this very horizontal stretched graphic and also the two vents on the outside. But the main feature is that we've integrated all the driving features on the binnacle, on the cluster in front of the driver. That means speedometer, rev counter and fuel gauge is centered right in front of the driver, which then leaves a wonderful stage for the features, infotainment, navigation in the central display. An icon we're very, very proud of, and an icon that we'll be, of course, developing for many, many years to come, because this is what Mini is all about. Iconic design that immediately is recognized as being that. The form language on the door panel is also the extension of this form language that we worked on for many, many years. But as you see, we have integrated a lot of attention to detail, cut lines, fit and finish, and especially I think the quality appeal. You'll be able to experience that in a moment when you sit inside the car and you really feel that this is, as always with Mini, a true premium car, the way we really have been standing by it for now over a decade. Especially important also for this design is that all in all is the way it feels, the way it looks has to go hand in hand. Again, also that I believe is the iconic design. As you can imagine, I could probably explain you every little detail, every line of the car. I'll be available for questions afterwards. But for now, I'd like to thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Anders. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the Mini story continues for a new generation. We've only just scratched the surface of Mini's magnificent history. But you can find out more in the exhibition area, which also celebrates 100 years of manufacturing here at Oxford. Now, I should also add that production on the new Mini doesn't actually start until later this week. So if you get to go on a tour of the plant later today, you'll see the robots in standby mode, poised and ready to spring into action. As we've heard, Mini has a genuinely unique appeal. For me, there's a parallel with another great British institution, which is marking its 50th anniversary this week, the story of Britain's favourite time traveller, Doctor Who. Now, those of you who've seen the show will know that from time to time, the Doctor regenerates, cleverly retaining the appeal of his predecessors while still reaching out to a new audience of young fans. And I'm sure that this latest Mini will win the hearts and minds of a new generation while still keeping faith with those who already know and love what Mini stands for. Thank you.
throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never